Hey Xavier,
Yeah.
you ready to work on your next project?
Yeah.
Want to know what it is?
Yeah.
It's going to be a rear diffuser for the car. The one from Artworks Body Shop finally came in. Let's unwrap it and take a look at it. Now, since your mama's not here, let's go ahead and put it on the ground here and open it up. Be gentle. All right, now we have everything unwrapped. So, your question. Xavier, you just asked me, what is a diffuser?
I don't know what it is, but what is it?
All right, let's take a look at the car. Obviously, we know we're gonna go to the back of the car, so where do you think the diffuser goes?
On the bottom.
On the bottom, correct. It's called a diffuser because it diffuses the air that comes out from underneath. The air traveling underneath the car is very turbulent. As you can see, this is pretty smooth here, but the diffuser comes out and it gives us a couple more fins that go in between this area. Now, this does come with assembly instructions, so we're gonna have Xavier here put it together according to the diagram and show you guys the process. Should be fairly simple, but I'll be here to walk him through it so that way we can get it on and installed fairly quickly here. Now, before we put all this together, we're gonna throw some ceramic coating on here. I have this Adams graphene. I'm just gonna dab a little bit on there, wipe it off, and then it'll be ready for install. So that way it's protected and the water should bead off and not cause a bunch of water spots like that part over there I didn't do. So I'll get that done also. But the rest of the car is done, and I did that a while ago. Should have made a video about it, but I didn't. We're doing this.
What happened to your knuckle? What happened to your knuckle?
What happened to my ankle?
Your knuckle.
My nose bleeding.
You didn't feel it?
Nope.
Dang. There must have been like a slight cut. Or just not increased strong. Sure. Like when mommy pops your pencils.
All right, now something I noticed here, after we got this front one screwed on, the hole for this rear one does not line up exactly. So I'm gonna have to go in with a drill and bore that out just a little bit on this side so this screw can fit straight in. What I don't wanna do is mess up this part where it marries into. So I'm gonna move it out of the way like this, bore this out just a little bit on this side, and then we should be able to get this lined up straight in. And that worked like a charm. All I did was just use this bit right here on my Dremel and then just grind out the excess so that way that hole could line up. Now we got those two. these two over here and over here, we're gonna have to use the long bolts. All right, now that we got to this part, I didn't even bother reading the instructions. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take this, put it underneath the car. We have this in place here and this in place here. We're gonna put the other two over here and over here. So that way, once we bolt this underneath the car, we can see where we need to drill into. So that way we have these into the black part of the lower bumper. And I'll show you where that's gonna line up right here. All right, so here's our thermal R&D exhaust. If you haven't seen that last video where we installed that. But I cleaned this up, nice and reflective. And underneath, I'm already taking out these two that you can see right here and right here, where the middle two bolts line up. There's a little tray portion on the rear diffuser that's cut out, and this lines up with this bolt hole here and this bolt hole here. All right. No, that's okay. All right. Now what we got to do is line up where these are going to go into the bottom of this, like I said earlier. This part is very awkward. I got one side, and it's really awkward, like I said before, but the easier thing to do, get that nut for me, please. Good name, my boy. The easier thing to do is to hold this nut in your hand flat inside of that crevice and then fish this through so that way it touches the underside. When it meets, you're just gonna tighten it, finger tighten, so that way you don't have to do much struggling with trying to figure out where it is. This is terrible. Turn it off, Xavier. All right, next thing we have to do, these screw in underneath here. We have to drill some holes into this black portion of our bumper. It doesn't go all the way through like to the body of the car, and we can touch the underside, the back side. So we're just gonna drill through the black plastic portion, put in our spaced washer, and then put in our nuts and bolts so that way we can tighten this down. And the nuts and bolts and the washers go in these middle portions here, or on the side portions here on the end, the two end portions, not the middle. So there should be 4 of these black plastic pieces. Okay, turn it off. All right. Now I get this. Get this. And this is cut at an angle, so we are just going to angle this in here. And the long ones go in here. But I can't forget my washer.
Here, wait.
Yeah, you can turn it off. All right, now I've gotten everything tightened up. I've taken my adhesive promoter, and all I did was, after I've gotten everything tightened up down there, open this up, and I just squirted a little bit, and it followed the curve of this bracket all the way down. And so now all I'm gonna do is just apply some pressure even pressure across so that way it can stick. Actually, you come down here and press.
Okay.
All right, the last thing I'm gonna do here is leave a jack with a piece of wood to brace these fins so that way they are touching this part of the bumper, so that way the adhesive can do its job and work much better. And once that's all done, I'll remove this and show you guys the finished product. But essentially, this is what we're working with. I don't know about you guys, but now that the back end has these fins for this diffuser, I think it looks a lot better. And it really, really brings together the whole aesthetic of the car. Now I'm just waiting on this spoiler to come in. All right, I left this for a couple hours and it seems to have done the trick. The adhesive stuck to my panel and now everything is bonded together tightly. Nice flat also because I didn't add too much pressure to bow this in or to break this. But everything is nice and flat. Nice. Now we'll go and take a look at it outside once I get everything all cleaned up. And just like that, we're all done. We got the rear diffuser on there. Everything is nice, flat, and level. And it looks great. The adhesive bonded to most of it. There is a slight gap here, but that's only at the top. If I ever pull this bumper off, I can drill some screws in the backside and get it attached fully, but that's not gonna go anywhere. If you like what you see on the channel or you like this content, go ahead and like, subscribe, comment down below, and let us know what you think. And we'll have a couple more projects for you guys. Until then, peace. Till the next one.